everybody, thanks for watching. This is Be Better Golf Live. I am here with Monty Scheinblum, my normal guest, who is a teacher on the PGA Tour and also a teacher of a lot of great amateurs and regular amateurs as well. And I'm Brendan DeVore, I'm the host. Today we're getting started late, everybody. Sorry for that. I was driving on the way down here from Long Beach, like 40-minute drive, and my car died. So it's being fixed, but the show must go on. So here we are. So golf-wise, current events. Last weekend was the U.S. Open. So if you could win one tournament in your life, would you choose the U.S. Open, the Masters, or the British Open?
Probably the Masters.
The Masters.
You know, what? Excuse me. What got me into? I mean, I was already in college, so I was already into golf.
Yeah.
But what made me really want to become, golf as my profession was my freshman year of college when Nicklaus won the '86 Masters.
Okay.
So that shows you how old I am. But yeah, that was the one where I'm like, okay, I want to be part of that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You're just watching it. You're like,
absolutely.
That's cool. Yeah. I'd choose the U.S. Open just because it's just such a cool tournament. It's so hard to win, and it's so democratic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a couple of pretty good chances to get in the Open back in the '90s, and one early in the 2000s. I made it through the local qualifying to the sectional qualifier, and one I gagged the last 9 holes, and another one I was probably on. You
knew that you had a good chance of making it, and that with 9 holes remaining.
Well, I needed to shoot. I don't remember if it was 1 under or 2 under the fourth 9 because you play 36 holes, and I still had to play some decent golf, but as long as I hit it in those days, that back 9 wasn't a par 36, it was like a par 33. So I essentially had to shoot even on the back 9 to make it, and I think I shot 1 or 2 over. And I won't lie, I was nervous, and I didn't hit any terrible shots, but I was steering it and playing away from trouble and not being aggressive with putts, and all of a sudden I didn't do anything terrible and shot like 1 or 2 over, and that was it.
So fast forward from the 90s to 2016, really fun tournament to watch, first of all.
Yeah, absolutely was.
I want to congratulate the guys, some of my colleagues over at Fox. I thought they did a great job on the telecast. Way improved over last year. Not only just because, a lot of it was just the course just looked better on TV. Last year was Chambers Bay. It was, white, basically.
I played Oakmont 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago. Yeah. And I'll just say it this way, Oakmont's a real golf course.
Halfway through the tournament, who were you really keying in on? Like, when it was a weird one with all the rain delays or whatnot, but who was taking shape to somebody that didn't win that you really thought was going to play well going into the weekend?
Going into the weekend, I looked at everybody at the top of the leaderboard, and I'm just like, if I had to bet my life on it, I'm not.
Yeah, right. Lee Westwood hadn't done it before. Sergio hadn't done it before. Dustin hadn't done it before. Been in the hunt a million times.
Lowry.
And Landry.
No offense, the kid's a great player.
Yeah.
But when you've never really even been in huge contention in a regular tour event.
692 in the world.
Right. I mean, he's going to be good.
He hung on way longer than I thought. First round was like, okay, any
it always happens.
Professional golfer, maybe could have a day. Did it again, stayed there, kept hitting these awesome drives and really great short game shots, even into the final round, did it, and then he shot 78 or 79.
Yeah, it's just everybody who was at the top of the leaderboard, you could come up with a reason why they weren't going to get it.
Yeah, right. It's just so compelling because you're like, they got to give the tournament to somebody.
Right.
The one thing that annoyed me near the end of the tournament, when the leaderboard was starting to take shape, I was like, Jason Day. I was like, this guy's in the tournament. He's at -1. All of a sudden, they're like, he has a really good chance of winning this tournament now.
Right. And he was to say he was horrendous on Thursday. Is putting it mildly.
Yeah. So and all of a sudden, I saw his name. I was like,
and then
man,
Furyk.
This guy's good. And then Jim Furyk, same thing. He played such a good round on Sunday, though.
What was really funny was he played well. He was in contention after going into the third round. And everybody's like, you know, my friends and people are sending me emails and texts going, you know, Furyk's too old. He doesn't hit it far enough. He's not, you know. And then when Saturday happened, they're like, "See, I told you." I'm like, you know.
Oh, he had a bad Saturday?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
A bad third round.
All right.
And I'm like, look, Jim's a tough competitor. You can never, you know, even though he's only got the one major, you know, look at all of his times in the Ryder Cup. The guy's a tough competitor.
Yeah.
And you can never really count him out. And, you know, he ended up, you know, finishing tied for second.
He was hitting his iron so well. He doesn't look healthy. Another 5 years and he could be like the undead or something. He really looks like it's starting to look strange. I don't know, you know, hopefully everything's going okay for him, but and the swing, his move, just maybe you just never get used to it. You know, it gets almost more strange as it goes on.
The thing about that move is, you know, you can say anything you want about it, but he's going to be able to play with that golf swing until the day he dies.
Yeah.
He can be when he's 100 years old.
Yeah.
He's going, you know, the same can't be said for like Sergio and Dustin Johnson and guys like that. Those guys are, as their body starts to, you know, deteriorate, so to speak, they're going to have to make adjustments to what they do in order to get the ball to fly straight.
Right.
Whereas Furyk, if he lives to be 120, he'll put that move on and he'll still hit it straight.
Yeah. And just the local courses and playing money games just in this area, those are the guys you have to be careful about. You see this guy with this wacky move, and you're like, well, why is he even playing in this tournament, or why is he even doing it? Like, don't bet that guy money.
Right, absolutely.
You know,
those guys know how to get it done.
Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on. So then we're going into the final 9 holes of the U.S. Open. And everybody seemed to be, except for Lee Westwood, everyone seemed to be playing a really nice, solid front 9. Sergio was playing great. Had an awesome par that he made on 10. 9, that he made on 9, up and down, an amazing par on 9. And Sergio's kind of my guy, I really like him. And going in, and everybody else played the front really well. And there's a lot of guys with chances. Lowry fell off. And then... but those final about 5 holes. Now, are the final 5 holes of that course, are they really that difficult, or was it the pressure cooker that got them more?
All of it.
It was just the pressure. So as far as so the entire thing is hard. So, but the final 5 holes are not any harder than the rest of the course.
A couple of them are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it seems to me that when watching it, 1 seems incredibly hard.
1's very hard.
9 seems very hard.
9's very hard.
And then
the whole course is hard.
That near the end, that hole that Jason Day went from bunker to bunker, that seemed really hard.
You know, it's you know, the short par 4s are drivable, but if you try and drive the green and you don't drive the green, you're making bogey or double.
So very impressive to keep it up as long as they did, but a lot of guys started like making very big numbers towards the end, except for Dustin Johnson, who just put on a clinic the last couple of holes. With the driver was super impressive.
Well, again, you know, I remember back from the day when I played it, and I remembered that, you know, I was obviously very long in those days, you know, even longer than I am now. And I remembered a lot of those holes, if you hit it long and straight in the middle of the fairway, all of a sudden it turns a really, really hard hole into something that you can manage. You know, if you're hitting a wedge or a 9-iron into some of those greens instead of a 7 or a 6 or a 5, you know, so you know, some of those 320 and 30 and 40 yard drives he was hitting made the holes play significantly easier.
Okay, so then Dustin Johnson goes on to win, hits this awesome iron shot. How far away was that? It was only,
who cares?
155 or something? Yeah, right. It was,
I mean, if it was 130 or 10, it was a great shot.
Awesome shot.
This is what you know what, we all know Dustin Johnson's good.
I thought the penalty was proper. I thought he should have gotten a penalty there. I mean, it's a total judgment call. They've rewritten the rules to make it more lenient, so that, you know, like 5-10 years ago, definitely. Recently, that because of that happening, especially because the greens are getting so ridiculously fast, the ball can move so easily even on its own.
See,
putting the club on the ground, I think, sealed the deal for me.
See, to me, if I was making the decision, I would have said no penalty.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't think he caused the movement of the ball.
Right. Well, the thing is too, that I thought that guy in that white shirt or whatever that kept coming on Fox talking about the button up, that guy, USGA official, he was the way he was saying it was like they kept asking him, like almost it gets into this weird area where golf becomes this annoying like lawyerly exercise.
Yeah.
So he gets into this thing of asking Dustin Johnson these like leading questions.
Right.
And Dustin is, I think, he's smart enough to know his strengths and weaknesses, and like, a debate club is not going to be one of them. So he just shuts down and says,
right,
I didn't do it.
Right.
Leave it alone. But so he's asking him this question, well, is there anything that else that could have happened? Did you feel a breeze? I don't know, did an insect fall on it or some other force that could have happened if you didn't do it? Basically, though, what a lot of people are upset about the ruling, especially other players, is that their interpretation of the rules would be that Dustin would have to say, yeah, like, I know that I moved it.
Right.
And if he says that, no, I didn't move it, then you have to disallow the penalty.
Right, right.
Hey everybody, on Be Better Golf right now, you can see this video that Monty and I did. Monty gave me a lesson about pitching because, as you've seen in some of my vlogs, it's the weakest part of my game. But I really think soon it's going to be a strength and something that I really enjoy doing.
Well, you weren't struggling much because after you got the lesson, you beat me in a pitching contest.
And a game of horse.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, no, and it's something, it's a move that is really just totally
universal.
It's universal. It's good for anybody to try it. So try it out. And I really think the information that we had in my lesson is going to be valuable for everybody. So, pitching prescription, check it out.